Great Monday morning, you all. Happy Monday. How are you all doing? This is your girl, Shan. Like I say, every time I go live, I hope and pray that you all had an amazing weekend. Listen, the Kings chill hard. That's what we are learning to do, especially in the midst of this pandemic. So let me go ahead and get into my church announcements as I always do before I talk about the topic that's really been on my mind that irritates my entire soul, right? Now, join us tonight, Marriage Mondays with the Kings, okay? We are going to continue on with our series on generational curses. That's what we have been talking about. We have subtopics and things that we kind of come from, if you will. So we are not rushing through this series because what we are finding out is when it comes to generational curses, it's something that needs to be discussed. And it's things that said that people don't like and, they think that, no, we don't think we nothing. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning, love. No, we don't think we nothing. It is time. We can't just talk about breaking generational curses. We got to be about it, especially for the sake of ourselves. Learn some truths for our children, for our family, for our marriage, whatever the case may be. Now, we are going to purpose to go live, okay? And if we go live, good morning, love, we will be live on our Marriage Mondays with the Kings Facebook page and also our YouTube channel. So make sure, you know what I'm saying, that you're on either one of those if you want to see our face. Now, y'all know if you are in Central Texas, the great state as they call it, and you are in the local area, you can listen 98.5 FM if you want to listen via radio. However, if you are outside that listening area, go to our website, marriagemondayswiththekings.com, click on the Listen Here tab. You can get caught up. Now, if you just now listen to me this morning, you like, what? Generational curses? Wait a minute. I need to get caught up. Go to our website and get caught up. Thank y'all so much for y'all comments on the show that we did recently with generational curses. I have no voice. That's what the subtopic we're on now. So join us, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you for getting up in the morning with your girl. Now, let me go ahead and get into today's topic because I am always thinking about what is it that is causing hindrances in our marriage. One, generational curses. A lot of people don't want to identify it. A lot of us was raised up as you just don't talk about things. You stay strong. All this stuff that is very damaging to ourselves and to our marriage. Now, we're not trying to blame our elders. Me and King say this all the time. What we're trying to do is identify some things because guess what? Change can't happen if you don't identify it. Now, my topic this morning is my marriage is perfect. And that's a lie, okay? One of the things that I see that we as people do is we are always looking for perfection. Let's keep it real. I don't care if you single, engaged, married, divorced, on a job, whatever. We are always looking for perfection. Now, if you think I'm lying, look at social media, okay? Now, this is what I don't get. This is just me. It ain't nowhere on God's green earth I'm going to be sitting up here talking about, for example, my husband like a dog, but then I'm on social media talking about how much I love him and he the best thing since sliced bread. Somebody up in this joker's lying. Don't tell on yourself, but somebody lying. Good morning, love. So with that being said, we need to stop looking for perfection. Good morning. Quit looking for perfection, okay? Now, this is another thing what I mean. Some of us, and we can't help it, we were taught, if you will, to be this way, okay? On the job, for example, we are taught. Now, I'm from the country. Y'all can tell, you probably tell if you ever been around anybody country, this is just how I speak. Now, if I'm in a professional setting, I may speak different, but I'm just giving this as an example. We were taught that you always had to go out and make sure that you put together on a job. We were told, especially women of color, make sure that you don't wear your natural hair in order to get accepted. It has to be straight. In order for us to get accepted, things have to be a certain way. That is something that we need to unlearn. You heard me? Let me tell you, here I am all up in my marriage, okay, trying to be this perfect wife. that I didn't even know how to be, okay? We didn't go to school. Did any of y'all go to school? Anybody school you, really school you on how to be a wife? Nobody schooled me, okay? So this is hard knocks life. I'm learning as I go. And so here I am, when my husband met me, I was probably about 122 pounds wet. But after I started popping out these kids, I put on a little weight. Now, I'm thinking in my mind, in order for my husband to be attracted to me, I have to appear as I'm perfect. I done had a comment, and I almost had half of a heart attack, taking these diet pills and all this kind of crap like that I shouldn't have been taking, because at the time I was in the military, and by regulation, you weren't supposed to take nothing that the doctor didn't prescribe. So I'm almost trying to kill myself, starve myself to death. How many of y'all ladies can attest to this? To try to be perfect. My husband looked at me and said, I never said nothing about your weight, and he never did. It wasn't on him, it was on me. So this is what I encourage. If you are single and you are looking to be married, don't look at anybody and try to say that they got to be perfect. Now, we do have, and this is single and married, but I'm going to get to the married in a minute. We do have certain things that we are attracted to. I mean, for me per se, I love chocolate men, hint, my husband. Okay. So you got your certain attractions, you got certain things that you desire. I got that, but we need to be more realistic. Oh, he need to drive a 7 Series BMW. Oh, he need to have 6 figures in the bank. Come on, man. I always say this. Can you meet those expectations? Because, ma'am, sis, come on, holla at you. Auntie Shan, little niece, Auntie Shan gonna holla at you. If you can't meet the expectations that you want in somebody else, make sure you get there first, okay? Because what we do is we put, and oh, Lord, it's in my spirit, and I'm gonna talk about it. We as women put unrealistic expectations that men have to meet. Let me tell you what my basic expectations is. It's been lasting 23 years. You hear me? Me and Miss King's marriage ain't perfect. We talk about what we've been through. But I just wanted somebody, which is what I got. My husband has a good heart and he works hard. Okay? Instead of us looking for perfection, let's look for somebody that we can work with. Because if you somebody that you grind, you get up, you work for yours, whatever the case may be, then okay, look at somebody who's gonna match what you do, okay? But what we need to stop doing is allowing these television shows, fairy tale, all this kind of stuff. Oh, my husband should be like this. Y'all sitting up here comparing your husband or your wife to the pastor and the first lady. I ain't trying to be mean. I'm not trying to come down or come against any pastors and first lady, but baby, let me tell you something I do know. And I ain't telling nothing from no counseling perspective or nothing. We don't get down like that. Pastor and first lady marriage ain't as perfect as you think it is, okay? The CEO of the company and his wife, marriage ain't as perfect as you think they are. Look at people and take the blinders off. Now, I'm not saying look at people to judge. What I'm saying is stop looking at people like they perfect. The pandemic has revealed that people are not. You got people that's flashing their money. You all on social media and all this other kind of stuff like this. Like you really balling out of control. You trying to tell people how to handle their finances and you broke. And then I sat up here and thought about me and my husband, right? Me and my husband would probably be, what do you call that? Social media, wonders, influence. I don't even know the terminology. But we may be well known if we pretended like we was perfect, because that's what people want to see. We don't pretend like we perfect. We say what thus says the Lord. We talk about the ups and downs in our marriages so people can really work on their marriage. People don't want to do that. What I had to learn is to stop looking at people like they're perfect. That's how we talk about this. Because people can really lie and put on an illusion like everything is perfect. See, we fall in love with people who we think are perfect. But baby, once you get to the root of some things, you like, wait a minute. So you was driving your mama car. You live with a roommate. That wasn't your house. That was your auntie house. See, we fall in love. Stop that. Stop that. That's how we end up. Let me say we end up hurting ourselves. You see what I'm saying? What I loved about my husband, he told me straight up, look, I ain't got that much. We was both serving in the military. I ain't got that much money to my name. I wasn't looking at my husband for no money. And that is what the problem is, why you have a lot of people who are in marriages and relationships that are not working, because you are looking for someone who is perfect. Cut it out. Okay, that needs to stop today. Unlearn that today. You got me? Perfection has to go. Look at the person for who they really are. Even if they give you the representative, be smart enough. I'm talking to my singles. Be smart enough to say, anything that appears perfect, and the person ain't telling you the truth out their mouth to say, because people say, oh, y'all marriage goals. That's what people say about me and Kenya. Thank you. Glory be to God. God's going to get the glory. And then, if they want to talk about it, baby, we done been through some ups and downs. You heard me? We know what ups and downs mean in marriage. And so with that, if you work hard for the things that you have, look for somebody who don't mind working. See, where the problem is coming in at is we got too many people that are looking for perfection and you trying to be a whole leech. That's what it is. Instead of you out there grinding and doing, you want somebody that's going to take care of you. Okay, my husband do a good job taking care of me and the family. Let me put that out there. But at the end of the day, God forbid something happened to my husband where he can't work no more. Good morning, cousin. Where he can't work no more. Guess what? Shan about to kick in. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do what we got to do for the sake of our family. So this is what I encourage you all to look for. Ladies, stop coming down on yourself. This is something I had to learn. My husband had to teach me this. Here I am trying to be out here looking like a whole Coke bottle, 36, 24, 36, baby. The Coke is gone, honey. I'm not quite a 2-liter, but the Coke is gone. And I had to love, or Coke bottle rather, I had to love who I am. Okay? So if you got a little pouch in the front, baby, you done had some kids, you deserve to have that pouch. You know what I'm saying? My teeth ain't all the way straight, but guess what? I got a man. Okay? Who used to sing that song back in the day? I don't know why that just came up. I got a man. What's your man got to do with me? I used to like that song. Anyway, I digress. But I got a man. So why am I trying to sit out here and trying to be all perfect when my husband loved me for who I am? I just had to love myself for who God created me to be. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to encourage somebody on this morning. Sir, you ain't got to be out here trying to put on that whole pasty toupee and all that kind of stuff, this new stuff they got going on and stuff like that. Love who you are. Because what I have learned is when an individual truly love you, they are going to love you for who you are. If they are constantly trying to change you, then that means there's something wrong with them. Come on, somebody. Somebody don't want to hear that on this morning. If somebody is constantly trying to change you, I don't care if it's family member, the person you married to, your so-called friends, or whatever the case may be, that means it is something wrong with them. So I encourage us, check ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I had to check myself. Check ourselves before you start trying to judge somebody else. Quit trying to hold people and nail people to the cross. I remember one thing my mama used to say growing up, and I didn't understand it as a kid, but I sure understand it as an adult. What she said is there is no perfect person that has walked this earth but Jesus. I don't know how many of y'all mama, grandmamas, my dear big mama all used to say that, but that's what my mama said. No perfect person have walked this earth but Jesus. That goes perfect with this on this morning. So I encourage you, do the work on yourself. We don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because, baby, I'm here to tell you in the 2022, before somebody come for shit, you're a king, baby, I got something for you. What work you been doing on yourself, sis? What work you been doing on yourself, bro? So why is it that you always come to me? Let's have a grown conversation. Why you always trying to pick apart the things that I'm doing? I'm over here doing what's best for my family, what's best for me, and what's best for my marriage. You see what I'm saying? So let's start asking these questions to people. Throw that mess back on them, because see what we've been doing, because we want to keep things perfect, is we've been trying to keep the peace. Now it's time to have some whole grown-up conversations. So if your husband and your wife is always picking at you, saying you ain't never doing nothing right, flip it back on them in love, with love, because you know Bible say we're supposed to speak with love, and ask them, so why is it that you always coming for me? You give a pass, because this is what I notice in marriages. Your spouse will give a pass for everybody else. They can treat them like a dog, talk about them like a dog or whatever. But baby, when it come to you and I'm going down somebody's street on this morning, then they always want to, that's called projection. Okay, let me give you a good counseling term. Projection. Go and Google it. That means when a person, they always projecting their whatever onto you. It's time to stop that, because what that does is it unrealistically forces us to try to be perfect. Shan ain't perfect. Shan's marriage ain't perfect. But guess what? Although me and my husband's marriage is not perfect, as long as this man is willing to work with me for the sake of bettering each other, bettering our marriage, making sure that our children are raised up the way that God desires, your key word being work. You willing to work with me? Baby, I can rock with you all day. But if I'm supposed to be trying to do all the work, we might need to examine that. We might, it ain't working. So, this morning's live is stop looking for perfection. Stop looking for perfection in yourself. Now, if it's some things that you want to do, like say if I wanted to go get my grill, because guess what? I grew up without a good dental plan. I say that all the time. I didn't have that luxury. However, if I wanted to go, say for the sake of myself and do some things to make myself feel better, then that is okay. But what I'm not going to do is allow somebody to project onto me their failures. It's not you that's the problem, brother and sis, whoever listening out there, cousins, aunties, whatever the case may be. It's the person. So that needs to stop right now. We need to stop looking at everybody's social media like they perfect, because that's a lie. And if you are dating someone who sometimes they just appear perfect, everything about them, their hair perfect, their nails perfect, their body perfect, whatever the case may be, baby, I'm here to tell you, don't get fooled. Like my girl just said on her, that's a red flag, honey. We need to have some conversations. Because if I was dating right now, see, I've been out the game a long time, about 24 years. If I was dating right now, I'd say, okay, we need to have a real conversation. You appear too good to be true. You appear to be perfect. What is some of your underlying stuff? And if you are single and you desire to marry an individual, make sure that whatever it is, because we all got our stuff. We can lie and say we don't, but you a lie like we say in the country, and the truth ain't in you. We all got our stuff. What we need to realize as individuals before we say I do is if we're willing to handle and take on and help with the individual stuff in which we choosing to marry. With my husband, he told me what it was in the beginning. I told him what it was in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? He was coming out of a marriage. I was dealing with a baby daddy. We both were single parents. We barely had 2 nickels to rub together. We was both in the military. And it wasn't because we was flying it. We wasn't broke. We was able to eat, but we wasn't flying it. But we kept it real with each other in the beginning. He was willing to grind. I was willing to grind. That right there, in my opinion, this is just Shan talking, that makes a good marriage right there. When both individuals, good morning, auntie, are willing to work together. So stop looking at people like they perfect. Baby, them days is over for me. I'm sitting there and I ain't trying to analyze and examine. I was trained to do that as a counselor, but I'm not trying to analyze and examine for the purpose of judging. But let me tell you what I am going to do. People going to get up off me because you put me and nailed me to the cross with Jesus. I wasn't on that cross. Shan's still out here. I got issues within myself that I try to work on daily. So have people get up off of you, okay? Stop trying to be perfect to keep the peace. Those days are over, all right? So, join us tonight. Marriage Mondays with the Kings. We're going to purpose to go live. We hope and pray we don't have no technical difficulties as we continue with our series, Generational Curses. Baby, your auntie, your grandmama, your big mama, your granddaddy, they not going to like us. You see what I'm saying? Because God is using Kenya now to break up some fallow ground. So, if you really want to know and go deep, you want to be that generational curse breaker, baby, join us tonight. Now, we are purposing to go live on our Marriage Mondays with the Kings Facebook page and our Marriage Mondays with the Kings YouTube channel, okay? But in case we have some technical difficulties because we don't know until the show is over, then go to our website, Marriage Mondays with Kings, click on that Listen Here tab, and then you can see how you can go ahead and get caught up with us, okay? So your girl Shan go purpose to be back with y'all next week with whatever it is that God places on my heart. I hope and pray that y'all have an amazing week, okay? Keep a positive mindset because like I always say, don't nobody want to deal with your nasty attitude, and quit looking at people for perfection. Like mama always say, the only perfect person was Jesus who walked this earth. Ain't nobody perfect. Quit trying to judge people. Quit trying to nail people to the cross and work on your own self. All right? So y'all have a blessed week. Come back next week with your girl, Shan. Monday at 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. God bless you and blessings to you.